What's up, old Power Ass crew? Let's go on a little junkyard adventure. Now, for the most part, I'm just looking for a few different things. One, I would like to have another supercharger off of one of those 3.8 liter GMs, the Buick Regals and the Pontiac Bonneville, stuff like that come out of that little M90 supercharger. I've got one. I need one more, and I'm on the hunt for it. And also on the Cadillac Escalades, I'm always looking for that D-pillar that's got the slot in the back, on the back next to the rear hatch that pulls up. I kind of want to do a taillight mod thing to my Tahoe, so I'm looking for one of those. Or a set of those, actually. My XJ camper build, if you guys have been following my channel, you know I've got a cheap Cherokee XJ camper that I'm working on. I need a front grille because, well, my front end looks bad. Because I want to fabricate something that looks much better than this mess here. The grille that came out of this Cherokee, the center part of it, that little 7-bar area, it's a good shape, but everything around it, not so much. I'd really like to have everything around it so I can fabricate some kind of cool looking nose to cover up his firewall. Look for a set of Vortec heads for a 350 Chevy I'm building. That will eventually go in that. But other than that, I'm just nosing around the junkyard like it's an amusement park. Come on along, let's have a good time. Somebody got them. I wanted those pillars right there for my Tahoe and the taillights too. I want them off an Escalade because the Escalades have a single slot going up and down through here. It's a really cool conversion. You can put like tail lights, turn signals, all that stuff inside that. It looks really sweet. But I guess I won't be getting those. Somebody beat me to it. Cluster's gone. What I'm really in here for, I'm working on Rust Bucket right now. For those of you who know what rig that is, that's my 93 YJ. And it's getting 8-lug axles put under it. So I'm chasing a set of wheels. I want a set of stockish looking wheels. I wouldn't even have the camera on me. I want a set of stockish looking wheels that are 8-lug and that I can put my tires on. I need 17s because I want to make some beadlocks. Bought a set of tires not long ago. Those of you who are old, and they have to be 17 inches, 17-inch wheel. Anyway, 17-inch wheel, 37s, 37 1350s, 1250s, I forget. I got them super crazy cheap. So I want a set of factory looking steel wheels that I can make beadlocks out of. And so I'm in here shopping today just seeing what's available. But the ones I'm finding that are GM. Oh baby, we got, look at this. Super Duty. Oh shoot. Dude, look at the size of those knuckles. That's what I should be pulling. Because that'd be sweet under Rust Bucket. Because it's got a 14-bolt rear, but it's got a 10-bolt front of going under a 10-bolt Chevy. Still good axles, 10-bolt Chevys are, but it's not this. I might have to ask them about this thing on the way out of here because I think they're doing, I've seen a sign up front, they're doing 50% off on this coming weekend. And that makes me go, I'll definitely have to drag my trailer up here. But it's okay. But look at there. High pinion. Monster tubes right there, monster tubes. I don't know what gear ratio it is, if I can see it. After I finally get all the junk off, I'm reading that right, it's a 355, yeah, 3.55 right there. So not exactly the gear ratio I'd want, but it definitely has the beef. I mean, look at the size of those U-joints, those things are nuts. I will eventually have one of them. Yay, score, got me a screwdriver. Lord knows I've left enough tools. Escalade, no engine. There's a nut at the end of the yard that has another Escalade. It's got the LQ9 in it. And there's Berber's been gutted. LQ9 is going to be the high compression 6-liter. You know, back to talking about that Super Duty axle back there. It actually would be smarter for me to get that axle than it would be to build that 10-bolt. Simply because the 10 bolts, they're great axles, don't get me wrong. But and the 10 bolt and the Dana 44s of that generation have a lot in common. They're actually, they shared parts even. But the problem is, the Dana 44s have a better aftermarket support. The 10 bolts just don't. So by the time I put locker into it, upgrade the shafts, stuff like that, I'll be to the price of that Super Duty axle. At least I think. I need to check on the price list and see how much they get for them. So yeah, pondering. These Savannah vans, you really got to pay attention to these because they have some stuff that you might really like. Is the engine in them. Plate's gone, and I can't exactly tell. Negative Ghost Rider. It's a regular LS. Some of these Savannahs come out with 8.1 liters in them, which is the last generation big block that Chevrolet released. And that would be super cool to score one of those. Don't know what to do with it, but anyway. Build me some kind of tow rig. Pull anything hooked behind it at 7 miles a gallon. Yeah, baby. Looked over, saw that camper shell right there. I thought I scored my buddy Wayne a topper for his truck, and that's a little small Dakota, so that's not gonna fit his truck. Avalanche. You also want to pay attention to the Avalanches, the 8-lug versions of them, 3/4 ton. They come out with 8.1s. Some of them did. Let's see if it has a cluster. Let me in. Nope, sure don't. Escalade. It's the ESV version. Has the right there. Right there, 6 liter. Most of those are the LQ9s when they come out of the Escalades, or the Cadillacs, should say. But the only caveat to this, there are some that's the LQ4s, and there are also some that come out with the 5.3s in them. And cluster's gone. I would have definitely snatched the cluster out of this thing because they fancy. Upgrade trans cooler. That really, dude, don't do that. Don't do that. Just no. Actually, the Haydens are pretty decent. This is what you call a stacked plate design because your plates go here, 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 here. No, they're stacked plates, obviously. But there's much better designs out there other than that one, which you'll see me do a video later on from a Tahoe. When I upgrade it, put the trans cooler on it, you'll see the one I'm talking about. For all you 8.8 swap people, you walk up on that, you say, ooh, Ford Explorer 8.8. Hold on now, before you get all froggy. Independent rears. Here we have an S10. What does that mean to you? Those rear leaf springs right there, Junkyard YJ lift. I know this because I did it, and I'll link up the video where you guys can check it out. Now, if that S10 was the old school square body style, I'd pull the steering column out of it to test something. Because they say that you take the square body S10 steering columns and they'll fit the YJs. I would like to test that theory, so if I run across one cheap enough, I'll get the column, try it out, see how it works out. Not a bad looking little fan setup, just a basic rectangular shape. I mean, flat lips will be easy to convert into something. Interesting. Don't know what it came out of. I'm assuming that one since it's leaning up against it, but I'm not going to look. Okay, for those of you who's going to do the WJ knuckle swap, I haven't confirmed this yet, so you guys tell me in the comments, any of you who have done the swap, confirm what I'm about to show you. The Liberties, the front rotors, I think it's a Liberty, the front rotors are supposed to be what you can use on the your factory knuckle, your factory unit bearing when you do the WJ knuckle swap. So you don't have to redrill rotors, you simply slap those on, call it good, or you guys space the calipers out and stuff like that. But I'll do that swap at some time, but just not on my radar at the moment. I've got the parts for most of them. Look at this. Yeah, buddy. 3 lug rotors. electric steering. Now, what might be interesting on this particular vehicle is that a little smart car, electric drive, blah, 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 as you guys see. The thing in my head just popped is thinking that, wait a minute, maybe electric AC compressor. So what's that got to do with anything? Well, my camper rig that I'm building out of a Jeep Cherokee XJ, I want to put air conditioning in it. I wonder if this vehicle right here, being electric, it'll have a electric AC compressor that I can somehow rig into my XJ camper build. So I'm gonna look this over. I'll be back with you guys in a bit. Check out these freaking seats, dude. They are dope. I like. Soft right there. Got good bolster support. And they are in good shape. The only thing I can't figure out is how the heck does that go back? I keep pushing it ain't budging, and there, this lever right here makes it retract back and forth. Man, those things are just sweet. Their looks. And I mean, they're kind of firm. Nice, I like those. I highly doubt they'll be a direct bolt in, but I don't care, I can fabricate. Found it. They're actually on this side. Man, those seats are just daggone sweet. This one right here is partially, it's out. Uh-oh. Am I about to buy a set of seats? Those are just freaking dope. I don't need these. I'm such... People, my Power Addicts crew, I need therapy. I really do. I gotta say, that was a pretty slick idea. It's windy out here. They're holding the hood up. It makes kind of a really cool effect going there. Right now the camera refresh rate, it's actually spinning, but you can't tell because of the camera refresh rate. There he goes. Okay, I'm easily entertained. See, I need to be paying attention to these S10s too, because I need a transfer case out of one. And this is probably a two-wheel drive. Yes, two-wheel drive. And here we go, the Blazer. Again, the spring packs, if you want to do a junkyard lift, those are the perfect spring packs to make it happen really cheap. Like I said, I'll link it up down below. Is this in a two-wheel drive or four? It is a four-wheel drive. Now that I've got that cleaned off, I need an MP231C. This is the wrong transfer case. It's not going to work for what I need. But that could have been the right steering column to do the test, whether that'll go into a YJ, but it's junk. That was done. Trash junk. I think I'm gonna get that because I've got a 3D printer and I can make that work with something. We'll just have to see what. And there's something you don't see very often. Land Rover. And I just got back yesterday from vacation and I was told it rained a lot. And guess what? I believe it because everything's muddy out here. Ooh, fancy. Headliners coming out of it. You ever look at something thinking, I should pull parts off of that, if nothing else to resell them? Ooh, looky. You know that's fast when you got a wing like that, baby. Yes. There you go, my Jeep and crew. WJ knuckle swap. Right there's all the parts. And the big deal about the WJ knuckle swap is the fact that you get much bigger brakes than your factory YJs, XJs, and stuff like that. And also you go to a high steer system, giving you more ground clearance. I'm looking at that like I want it, but I've already got the parts, so I ain't fooling with it. Oh, I'm still pondering about them seats back there. I don't need them because my YJ, my 91 YJ, has Sunfire seats in it, and they're pretty comfortable. I like them. Rust Bucket, it's gonna be my toy, and I really don't want foam seats in it because, you know, if I get into some water or something like that, next thing you know, we're sitting on a seat and you got a wet butt. So I've got one plastic racing seat for it. But I don't know. I'm trying to convince myself I don't want those seats. As cool as those seats are, I mean, they're good, they're perfect. They're just perfect. I would have to fabricate mounts, which would make a good video for you guys to show you guys how to, hey, you don't have to have a direct bolting. This is what you do to make seats fit. But the flip side of that is I really want heated seats. If I got to do any kind of fabrication work, I want heated seats. Why? Not because I'm bougie, because I'm far from that. I couldn't care less. It makes good videos for you guys, showing you guys not only fabrication work, but doing electrical, how to make heated seats, power seats, and all that stuff, working your YJs and stuff like that. Because if you make it work in a YJ as basic as they are, you can make it work in anything. So, okay, I think I talked myself out of it. I'm not buying those seats. I'm not buying those seats. I want those seats. Good looking wheels on that Charger. So we have a GMC Envoy, and over there was a Trailblazer Chevrolet version that has the Vortec 4200. What's the big deal? These engines here are supposed to be the new 2JZs. Throw a boost on them, and these things are supposed to be like crazy power with very little bit of effort. If y'all know anything about that, drop it down in the comments. Rust Bucket, I'm gonna get it done. My camper build, getting it done. And I would like to have a full-on tube buggy, but this crossed my mind to play with one of those 4200s to go into the tube buggy, if I go that route. But I gotta get my other junk done first. I go squirrel way too easy. My dad used to have one of those, silver, or like a dark pewter gray or something like that. It would just float going up the highway. So I done went through all the trucks, didn't find what I needed. There's another Blazer, says Springs, but anyway. So now I'm over here in the cars looking for like the old Pontiac Bonneville's and stuff like that come out with a 3.8 liter V6. A lot of those were supercharged. And I need another supercharger. I got one already, I need one more. I know y'all thinking, what are you gonna do with two superchargers? Something very cool. I'll just give it that. Okay, so earlier I pointed out the Explorer over there that had the independent rear for the 8.8 swaps. You don't want the independent rear. Here's what you want. This was a 1995 model, which will be the first year to have a rear disc brake. That's the 8.8 you want to do the YJ swaps. I saw Milwaukee and I said, score! And well, it broke right there. I've got at work, I've got a Milwaukee tape, so I know they ain't cheap. And there's another one of those 4200s. These supposed to be some bad engines to build. Yeah, so some, I guess, kind of funny happened just a moment ago. Okay, I'm walking around a junkyard. I'm talking to my phone, which, I mean, honestly, isn't too far-fetched anymore because people, you know, go around, instead of just talking on the phone, they're video chatting with people. I do that with my grandkids. But I guess it's a little bit weird to be walking around the junkyard doing it. Well, I've run into the same dude about 3 times in here. It's 4.3. And, you know, I'm walking around here talking to my phone and stuff, and I start walking off, and I heard him say, and he said, that crazy mofo walking around here talking to himself. Well, he just talked to himself. At least I'm doing it with a purpose. Ford Ranger, what does that mean to you? So, if you look right here, that is the Ford 7.5 rear end. So, well, when you do the 8.8 conversion, that piece right there, you want that to convert your YJU joints to fit the 8.8, because the 8.8 has the same bolt pattern here, but uses the smaller U joint that the YJ uses. So get your 8.8 from a Ford Explorer that has it with the rear disc. Then find you a Ford Ranger that has that yoke adapter. And it's not a hard swap. If you guys have been watching my channel, there is a diesel YJ on my channel now. Very super sweet rig. Well, he's discovered he needs to change his gear ratio, and he really don't want to put the money into the Dana 35. So keep an eye out for an upcoming video of pulling the Dana 35 out, installing the 8.8, start to finish. We're going to do that video, show you how to do it right. It's not a hard swap. So be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss that video. Don't you click away. I ain't done with you. I still got more junkyard. As someone who used to work in a body shop, that's just ridiculous. I've done so much fiberglass work, doing mold designs and stuff like that. I'm really good at body work. I hate body work though. And you can tell that about most of my rigs because I'm not going to paint them. As that sticker says on my YJ, pretty paint causes stress. And we have a Cherokee. I need another grill off of one. Obviously this one's gone. Oh, I just like stepped in 3 inches of mud. 4.0, man. Yep, it's 2-wheel drive. Get my fancy air filter for somebody gets it. Dude, check out this paint. That is freaking cool. That is sweet. And we've got Rockford Fosgate. Yes, I am getting that. Yes, I'm also one of those back in my younger days. I used to ride around with a lowered S10 that had a boom, boom, boom sound system in it. I actually had a few different sound systems in that truck. One of them was just a 10 behind the seat. I mean, it bumped pretty good. Where's it going? But then when I started to really, I started doing it on the side, building people's sound system stuff for them. And as I did that, I started accumulating more and more equipment. And next thing you know, I had 4 15-inch subs firing through the back window with a camper shell on it. That thing was a monster. So I used to be one of those boom boom dudes that rode around. I was listening to anything from heavy metal to rap. So whatever my mood was feeling. Ford Ranger. And right there is your yoke adapter if you're doing an 8.8 swap on a YJ. Give me my filter. Could be a prime pull for somebody. Z28. 5.7. Could be a fun toy. Or a good engine to swap into a Jeep. Yeah, that's it. And there's another WJ knuckle swap. Of course it has a rear disc, but some of you may ask, hey Chuck, can I use this to do a disc swap on my YJ? No, you cannot, because that's going to have a different lug pattern and all. If you want to do a rear disc swap, get your rear disc system from a ZJ. Ooh, shiny. Give me my filter. Ooh, looky here. I got a big honking intercooler. Sweet. Stack plate power steering line cooler, I think. Yeah, fancy. Well, ain't that just a unique belt? Yeah. Stoing. So we got 3/4 ton Chevrolet van and a massive intake. This used to be an 8.1 rig. Not anymore. Look at the size of that exhaust. This sucker's like 3-inch at least. Huge. Like I said earlier, that is the last generation big block for Chevrolet. So I may be chasing something that doesn't exist. Like I said earlier, I wanted a factory style wheel that I can make beadlocks out of. And it's just a theme that I'm building Rust Bucket with. But every one I come up is a 16-inch wheel. I need 17s because I've already bought my tires. So, I may just buy me a set of those white wagon wheel looking rims and modify those into beadlocks. Oh, we got a barn door Tahoe. Sweet. And that's a Chevrolet Sonic. When I say Sonic, that would not be what I would think of. But what's really cool about this barn door rig is right here. See it strip? And right there that makes contacts between the body and the door to operate things as needed back here in the doors and stuff. I'm just out here shopping right now because I'm looking for one of those superchargers off of the Buicks and the Regals and stuff like that. But I do believe I'm gonna get my tools. I'm gonna come back and get that contact strip. I've got an idea for that. When you're in the junkyard, you're chasing parts. You know, there's kind of telltale signs you want to look at as to whether parts could be good, could be bad, especially if you got engines and transmissions. This is a good sign. Now, don't get me wrong. I hope the person involved in this accident, it wasn't hurt. But whenever you see an airbag deployed, that normally is an impact thing, accident, obviously. So when the accident happened, the vehicle was moving, should indicate that your parts are probably good. So a little tip there for you. For you small block Chevy fans, tech tip for you. Your mid-90s GM trucks that come out with this type system right here, the 4.3s and these right here will interchange with each other. So some of the older school small blocks that came out with the belt drive system, you can convert them to serpentine by pulling all this stuff right here off. Now there are some variations of water pumps and bolt patterns, but for the most part, all the ones I've done in the past have been pretty easy to swap. So for all you dropping V8s down in Jeeps, there you go. So what we're looking at is a 2000 model Sunfire, Pontiac Sunfire. These seats are a direct bolt-in on your Jeep Wranglers, on your YJ. And one more quick mention, you want the 2-door Sunfire, not the 4-door. 2 doors only. The 4-door Sunfire seats won't swap. Well, I'm sure you can make them swap, but you got some fabrication to do. And also, some of you out there that have done the Sunfire seat swap, and many of us is out there saying they're a direct bolt-in. My 1991 is a direct bolt-in. In your older Jeeps, 1990 and older, the older YJs, they changed the seat frames a little bit, so there's some minor modifications going on with that. Both of my YJs, I got 91 and 93, so they're gonna have the same seat frames, the slider mechanism underneath it. Those are direct bolt-ins, but your 1990 and older YJs, you got a little bit of modification to do, but they're still not hard. There's a little small intercooler, could be handy. That might come in handy for one of the builds I'm working on that you guys have not seen yet. So by seeing, this is the second yard, 2 days of junkyard jumping here. The yard I was at yesterday had a smaller intercooler, which may work better for what I'm doing. So I may end up going back and getting it. I'm also chasing a Hydro Boost from a 1994-ish Astro van. This one is too new. Why do I want the Hydro Boost off of an Astro van? Because I can show you guys then how to put a Hydro Boost on your Jeep YJ. A lot of people chase that dual diaphragm booster to get better brakes and stuff on your YJs. If you go Hydro Boost, so much better. As a matter of fact, I know of a YJ that has Hydro Boost. I've driven it. So I'll link up that video right there. It's a cool little Kubota powered diesel YJ. You gotta go check it out after you get through watching this one, okay? Cool. Well, look at there. One of the things I'm chasing, throttle body drive-by cable and not drive-by wire for one of the engine projects I'm working on that you guys will eventually see. So yeah, I need to go out there and get my tools, and that is definitely gonna get got today. Check it out. That used to be one smooth ride. 1973 model, Oldsmobile 88. Float like a big old cloud going down the road. But then you come over here and look. Really, dude? A 1-barrel? Seriously? But that's an easy fix. Old school V8s, baby, you can build them any way you want them. 96 Ford Explorer, rear end's gone. I wonder if it went under a Jeep. Good possibility. Ooh, and I walk up on this big old Excursion, I see the worn lockout hubs. I'm like, yes, look at this. But actually, people start thinking, ooh, I got me a Dana 60. No, you don't. More than likely, it's a Dana 50. They look identical to a 60, but the internals inside the pumpkin there, they're smaller. The 50s are smaller than the 60s. But it sure looks like a prime candidate, but get the 60 Super Duties, you'll be much better off. But kind of a cool factor for this big old Excursion is the fact that it's got the V10 in it. Cool factor as in it's not a ordinary engine you see every day. The not so cool factor is that, well, they're not very impressive for what they are. Plus, overhead cam engines I'm not a fan of. I've worked on a few of them, but still cool looking nonetheless. And since I'm fixing to run to the truck and get my tools, I think I'm going to snatch these babies too while I'm at it. Yes. And for everyone out there who's doing 8.8 swaps, there's one right there. I have no idea what the gear ratio is or if it's got the limited slip because the door, I can't get it open. And I just don't feel like crawling under it because I don't need one. But I got a video where you guys can discover some more of that information right there. And here's another F-250 Super Duty. Look at that high pinion. Look at the size of the brakes on that beast. Monstrous. This is actually a 2001 model Super Duty, so if you're going to pull a front axle out of one, you really want the 2005 and up. Hence what I said earlier in the video, that one that I found yesterday is complete. There's that little bug in my head that says I should go pull it. But another thing too is that I don't need it right now. Need it as in, I'm running the 4.0 liter 6-cylinder. I'm running a 93 model YJ. Whenever or if I ever go into high horsepower applications, then I can see justified buying an axle that big. Right now, my rig is light, low powered, so the odds of me breaking that 10 bolt is kind of slim, honestly. Will I step up into a Super Duty setup one day? Probably will, because I don't know, I just like it. But as for right now, do I want it? Yes, but like I said, I see these F-250 Super Duty axles quite a bit, so I'm not sweating too bad. And here we have an old school 350 with the throttle body setup on it. These are pretty easy to convert to your old school V8s. Originally came out carbureted. You get this, that distributor, and get the whole wiring and the ECM and everything. They're not too hard to convert to your old school engines. JeepyJ knuckle swap. We got PT Cruisers. Check out the seats. Yep. Somebody checked it out, all right. That's back here in the back. Well, half of us back here in the back. And well, let's see. When I swap another set of seats into my 1991 YJ, it's probably going to be a set of PT Cruiser seats for a couple different reasons. They have the built-in armrests, as you see right there, and many of them have heated seats. And not that being bougie means anything to me, it's just the fact that I can make videos to show you guys how it's done. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. That's a Conquest. Those are fun, neat little cars back in the day. Imagine taking one of those and doing an LS swap. Yeehaw! Knuckle swap. Anyway, I'm over here now looking for an XJ because I need to pull a grill out of one and I need the rear hatch handle. But I'm not seeing one. Ooh, I love that old truck. Ew, bougie. Jeep Commander Limited with a Hemi. Woohoo. Aren't we all fancy? But somebody rednecked it like crazy. Flat stock, welded together, 1-inch square tubing. Yeah, we're gonna say a wannabe bougie redneck had it because, well, let's check this out. 3.7 liter V6. Didn't want somebody to think it had a Hemi in it. I didn't think that these came out with Hemis in it, but I could be wrong. But this one didn't. People do weird stuff. The engines in those Durangos, can't stand them. They are ridiculous to work on. Not a single XJ in the yard. Those things are starting to become a little bit more thin in the yards and stuff. I mean, it's not a necessity at this point, but I would really like to have a good grill so I can start fabricating the front of my camper rig. Oh well, I'm going to get my tools and take off those parts I wanted. That would be fun with a hot little V8 in it. A little bit tiny body. Goodness gracious. And then we got that. Don't know if V8 would fit, but with a plasma cutter and welder, you can make anything fit. I have no idea what they come out of. They're just randomly laying here, but that would make a neat rack. A roll bar there, racks. Yeah, that is cool. I wish I knew the width of my YJ roll bar. I'd measure that, and that's if I can make it close enough to fit. That's intriguing. I've got issues. I'm a pack rat. And also be sure to cut your pigtail for your wiring. This is your throttle position sensor, and this is idle air control. And what your idle air control does, if you see the plunger at the end of my thumb, what happens is as it applies electricity to the motor, it pulls that plunger back and forth, simulating a vacuum leak past the throttle blades, which helps the engine warm up much quicker. And now that I've got the throttle body up, I want that belt tensioner. Two 15mm bolts, one right there, one down below it. It takes that whole tensioner off. And the reason I want that tensioner, there's an idea in the back of my head that's been squirreling around for a long time. So I think that tensioner is a good item that I can try to figure out if I can make this work. If I do, you'll see the video when I release it. Now, I've driven some rigged up stuff before, but look right there. Boop, boop. I guess whatever you gotta do to keep your door closed. Weirdly enough, out of those two junkyards, I normally find one of those superchargers, but they're getting a bit more scarce, and I don't know, it's probably been, I don't know, right at the end of the year last year. I seen one, I thought, maybe I should get that, and I didn't. But Now I wish I had. Now, as you guys see, I got a 5.3 LS throttle body. That's going to be part of a fuel injection system that I'm going to create for the 350 that will eventually go into this. So if you guys like these junkyard videos, hit me with a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, leave me some cool comments down below. Thank you for hanging out with Power Addicts YouTube. Now, y'all have a good day. Peace. Later, y'all.